Hi guys, welcome to Money Locks. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. In this video, we will talk about 14 most richest Caribbean island. So make sure to watch the full video. 1. The Bahamas. The very richest island in the Caribbean, with a GDP per capita income of $33,516. It's the Bahamas. This stable, developing nation is not only the richest country in the West Indies, but it also has the 14th highest nominal GDP in North America. Like much of the Caribbean, the Bahamas is heavily dependent on tourism. Growth in the segment has contributed to the construction of numerous hotels and resorts around the island, with a subsequent uplift in GDP growth. As a tax haven, the Bahamas also relies on offshore banking to fuel its economy, with the financial services industry now accounting for around 17% of GDP. 2. Trinidad and Tobago. Just missing out on the top spot is Trinidad and Tobago, a twin island nation with a GDP per capita income of $33,026. Unlike most other Caribbean nations, its high-income economy is dependent not on tourism, but on industry, with petrochemical and petrochemicals fueling a solid GDP growth. While its large reserves of oil and natural gas can take the lion's share of responsibility for the country's wealth, its reputation as an investment site for international businesses can also take some of the credit. 3. St. Kitts and Nevis. The dual-island nation of St. Kitts and Nevis comes in at number 3 with a GDP per capita income of $29,098. Until the 1970s, its economy was largely dependent on sugarcane exports. Since then, it shifted away from an agricultural economy to a service one, with tourism now its mainstay. As the government continues to diversify the economy in an effort to make it more resilient to the kind of natural disasters that have devastated it in the past, confidence in the country's future continues to grow. 4. Antigua and Barbuda. The sovereign island country of Antigua and Barbuda has a GDP per capita income of $27,542. Tourism accounts for at least half of that, and is the leading earner of foreign exchange in the country. Like most Caribbean islands, Antigua is vulnerable to natural disasters. To lessen the potential impact on its economy, it's begun to diversity, with the result that transportation, communications, and financial services all occupy an increasingly prominent position. According to AfricaOTR, Antigua is a respected tax haven, with many offshore companies taking advantage of the favorable tax conditions and stamp duty exemption. 5. Dominican Republic. With a GDP per capita income of $19,452, the Dominican Republic has both one of the largest economies in Latin America and one of the largest GDPs of the different nations that make up the Caribbean islands. Over the last decade, its economy has grown significantly thanks to strong trade, agreements with Haiti, China, and the US, and large remittance payments, which serve as the third largest source of foreign income on the island. In addition to being the second largest producer and exporter of sugarcane in the world, the country is also a major exporter of refined petroleum, bananas, and cigars. 6. Barbados. As Wikipedia notes, since winning independence, Barbados, which has a GDP per capita income of $18,866, has transformed from a low-income economy dependent on sugar production into an upper-middle-income economy based on tourism and the offshore sector. It's not all been smooth sailing. In 2018, Barbados defaulted on its bonds after its debut was uncovered as $7.5 billion. Still, its thriving financial sector and reputation as a low-tax environment for offshore corporations have, if not entirely saved the day, at least earned it a place among the richest Caribbean islands. 7. Grenada. Like St. Lucia, Grenada, which has a GDP per capita income of $16,003, has shifted away from agriculture in recent years to become a service-based economy. Exports of crops such as nutmeg, mace, cocoa, and banana still account for a segment of the national income, but the leading foreign currency earning sector is now tourism. In 2004, Hurricane Ivan brought the tourism industry, and by extension, the economy, to a standstill. Although progress has been made since, the country's strong reliance on tourism and its vulnerability to natural disasters put it at risk. 8. St. Lucia. Up next is St. Lucia, a small island with a large, well-developed tourism industry and a GDP per capita income of $15,225. Historically, St. Lucia was a single-crop agricultural economy. But as the banana industry declined due to reduced European trade preference and increased competition from Latin America, it shifted to a tourism and service-based economy, with the result that tourism now accounts for 65% of its GDP. 9. St. Vincent. St. Vincent has a GDP per capita income of $11,965. Its economy is largely agricultural, with banana exports accounting for the bulk of trade. The service sector, and in particular the growing tourist trade, also plays an important role in the economy. At various times in the past, the government has tried introducing other industries to the island, but few have proved successful. Considering how dependent the economy is on a single crop, 60% of the island's workforce is employed in banana plantations. The economy is vulnerable. Thanks at least in part to the preferential access the island's banana growers have to European markets, it still manages to earn a place on our rich list. 10. Jamaica. First up with a GDP per capita income of $9,726 is Jamaica. As Investopedia.com writes, until recently, Jamaica was known best for its picture-perfect beaches and reggae music. These days, its financial industry is making just as many headlines. In 2013, the country launched a new program of ambitious reforms designed to stabilize the economy, fuel growth, and reduce debt. Although poverty levels still remain high, the program has helped reduce public debt and cut unemployment by half, with the result that Jamaica now has one of the fastest-growing economies in the Caribbean. 11. Bermuda. Bermuda, the highest population and richest among the British overseas territories, with one of the world's highest GDP per capita, with a population of 71,000. Bermuda's two largest economic sectors are offshore insurance and tourism. Bermuda has 181 islands. The largest island is Main Island, sometimes called Bermuda. 8 of the larger islands are connected by bridges and are the populated islands. Bermuda became an associate member of the Caribbean Community, CARICOM, in July 2003. Bermuda is not part of the Caribbean, but one of the wealthiest British overseas territory. Bermuda is a popular destination for American, Canadian, and British tourists arriving by sea for a glimpse of pink sand beaches and clear, cerulean blue ocean waters. The island attracts over 500,000 visitors annually, of whom more than 80% are from the United States. Bermuda has no corporate taxes. 12. Cayman Islands. Cayman Islands is a British overseas territory, considered one of the biggest offshore financial haven in the world for international businesses and many wealthy individuals. The islands have a population of 64,000 and second richest British territory in terms of per capita, with a mix of 100 nationalities and culture. The majority of the population resides on Grand Cayman, followed by Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. Tourists visit renowned its beach resorts and varied scuba diving and snorkeling sites. Cayman prints its own currency, the Cayman Islands dollar KYB. No income tax, capital gains tax, or corporation tax. Cayman Islands is also a jurisdiction of most offshore companies incorporated. Foreign policy is controlled by the United Kingdom, as the islands remain an overseas territory of the United Kingdom. 13. U.S. Virgin Islands. U.S. Virgin Islands, officially the Virgin Islands of the United States, is a group of islands in the Caribbean off 40 miles of Puerto Rico Isla, an unincorporated and organized territory of the United States, with a population of 104,000. The U.S. Virgin Islands consists of the main islands of St. Croix, St. John, and St. Thomas, and many other surrounding minor islands. The U.S. Virgin Islands are known for their white sand beaches. Approximately 2.5 million tourists per year visit USVI, most arriving on cruise ships. Tourism, trade, and other service-oriented industries are the primary economic activities, accounting for nearly 60% of the GDP. Virgin Islands residents are also U.S. citizens but cannot cast electoral votes for the President of the U.S., but they can participate in the presidential nominating processes, caucuses. 14. British Virgin Islands. The British Virgin Islands, BVI, or Virgin Islands, are a British overseas territory in the Caribbean, to the east of Puerto Rico. British Virgin Islands, BVI, are made up of 4 larger islands, Tortola, Virgin Gorda, Jost Van Dyke, and Antigua, and 32 smaller islands. The official name of the territory is still simply the Virgin Islands, but the prefix British is often used. The currency is US dollar. BVI has a population of 30,000 and uses US dollar as national currency. Tourism accounts for approximately 45% of national income. The islands are a popular destination for U.S. citizens. Financial services account for over half of the income of the territory. The British Virgin Islands is a significant global player in the offshore financial services industry. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to Money Lux before you go. Thank you for watching.